Hello Libra, my name is Alison and you're with Healing Dove Tarot. Libra, we're going to have a look at the love energy surrounding you from the 15th of October until the 31st. I'm combining the readings for this fortnight as I won't be here to do them next week for you. Bit of a update on the planets. Venus is still retrograde, so still causing us to look back and review our relationships. And there is a full moon in Taurus on the 24th. Now, Libra, you have a very interesting spread here, and there's a lot to get through, so I'll get straight into it. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, for me, in a love sense, speaks about someone that's a little bit clingy or needy, like holding on tightly. It could be that you're holding on tightly to the connection that you have. If I remember correctly, I picked up on third parties, three people. At the very center of your reading, Libra, you do have the Three of Swords. Okay, so I am still seeing that energy around you. The good news is, though, if it is a third party, you know about it or you're about to know about it and you're going to act on it, okay? So try not to hold on too tightly because I do see the Eight of Cups and the Three of Swords. So if someone has broken your heart or they've deceived you or lied to you, I see you emotionally moving away from this person and potentially ending a connection. Okay, if you haven't done so already. If not, I see that someone could be walking away from you. In terms of signs, I do have an Aries, very strong. I have a Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, a Leo. Yeah, they're the main ones. But look, you have three tens, right? So you have 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and you also have the World, which is not a 10, but I see it as a 10. It's a completion, a cycle ending. To get two tens coming out here like this, it's like they're polar opposites, right? In a love reading, you've got 10 of Pentacles, which speaks about a grounded, happy home, and then the 10 of Wands, which speaks about feeling burdened. So I feel like this connection, whatever this is, if it's a relationship that you've just built, it feels exhausting to you. You feel burdened by it. It's not fulfilling, okay? If you had the 10 of Cups, I'd say, oh, it's emotionally balanced, it's fulfilling. But I feel like it's quite draining on you, Libra. I feel like it makes you, like you desperately want this, but I feel like it makes you feel exhausted. I'm getting that exhausted kind of feeling. What's interesting too is that you have the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and then you have the World. So your week literally plays out as you come into here holding on tightly. It could be that you can see already that, you know, things are starting to fade in this connection. And I've been saying that to you guys for a little while, right? Things are starting to fade in this connection and you're holding on so tightly because you don't want to let it go. You want this 10 of Pentacles, but you know, it's one thing to want it, but is this the right person to want it with? Is this the right connection to want it with? And I feel like what happens is you realize this week before the full moon that it's not, and either you or they choose to walk away. And I believe, as I've been saying for a long time, that's because there's three people involved. Could be an Aries, male or female, it doesn't matter. This is a strong woman or a strong man, very strong leader, boss kind of type. And it could be that you're walking away from this hurt because, you know, you're ending a commitment because of an Aries that's come in that could be disrupting. That could be the third party. Yeah, and look, you're going into the week of the 22nd feeling very isolated. This is normally in tarot, speaks about, it shows someone like walking around, like left out in the cold is what people will say. But it's a feeling of isolation. It's a feeling of, how did I go from the 10 to now a 5? And you know, if this is resonating for you and the reading last week did, if you haven't watched the reading from last week, I suggest you go and watch it because it does speak about this third party that I see coming through. You know, breakups are never easy, but we have limited time, right? When it comes to our time in this earth, and no one really knows how long. wouldn't you rather be with someone that is actually going to give you a true emotional fulfillment connection rather than only give you half, that makes you feel burdened or unworthy? You know, yes, you have a commitment, but at what cost? Because there's someone else involved, or their heart is still a little bit with someone else. And I feel like when you start to see things from that perspective, although they're still not easy, it starts to make the breakup or breakups a lot more easier to deal with. It's like, well, you know, we had that time, but ultimately, you know, time's my greatest asset, and I don't know how long I've got, and I don't want to spend it with you if you're not sure if you want to spend it with me. And that's not even speaking about betrayal and having a commitment and someone else going and choosing. That's just a basis of your choice is not here. So why am I going to invest my biggest asset being time? All right, let's have a look at what happens for you when we come into the week of the full moon in Taurus. Additional guidance, please, for Libra.